I mean, come on, mastic? Christ. Some people shouldn't be let out to do a job, should they? Hi and welcome back to the channel. Today's video is a follow-on in a way from the last video released, which was the removal of the air vent at the top, the air vent assembly, and the reasons behind that. And I thought I'd remove this because the hoses are perishing. I know I could replace them without removing the box, but I do want to tidy up this area and probably later on remove all of this sort of underseal material and replace it, refresh it. So to do that, I need to remove this heater box, and that is going to be the subject of this particular video and how to do it. It's a fairly simple operation, but you need to go through a few steps. And if you don't want to bother with readjusting the control cable, then there's a method of doing that. So I'll go through the stages now. I'll take the camera off the stand and we'll sort of get. So the first thing we need to do is go inside the car and make sure the lever that actuates this control here is in a certain position. So if we go inside the car, we need to make sure that, if I just zoom in a little, that this bottom lever here is in the fully open position, and that's on the right. And now we can go and disconnect the hoses and the cable to that control so that we don't have to adjust it on reassembly. So the next step is to take off these rubber hoses that control the water circulating through the radiator, I suppose. So I'll be replacing all of these hoses, as they're okay, but they're sort of hardening up, and I don't think they'll last too much longer. So that's that one removed. Now normally you'd have to drain this. Well, not necessarily, but I don't have to anyway because the radiator's off, as you've probably noticed. So I need to pull that off. So that's disconnected. The next thing I'll do is to disconnect the cables. Okay, so the next stage is to release these two nuts here, which secure the cables. Okay, so I made a mistake. There's actually three nuts that you need to undo to release the cables. And the nuts actually go through a little trunnion through which the cable slots, and then you tighten the nut up and it clamps the cable in the trunnion. So I've undone this one and pulled the cable out, as you can see there. I've undone this one and pulled the cable out. It's just that this one here is a bit of a pain, and I'm not sure if someone's actually bodged this one. Maybe, maybe not, but I can't get any movement that way. So I'll switch you off at the moment and see if I can undo it. Okay, so I've had a fiddle about and this won't come out. So I might have made a mistake in saying that I don't need to remove that nut there. I think it's this one here which clamps the cable in place. So I've loosened this off, and if I undo that, so there is the bracket that holds that cable in place, and now hopefully this should just come out. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so if I was to do this job again, misreading the short notes in the manual, I would do the same as I did for this one. This one is easy to release. It's just undoing that nut there, and you can pull the cable out, which it is, because you can move that leader back and it's quite easy to do. For this one, as I said, you don't need to remove that, which I said in the early part of the video. I would undo this bracket here, which releases the cable. This little tab here fits in there, and then you can screw it on. So once that's off, you can move this cable about and pull it out. You've just got enough access room to pull it out after you've released this nut here. So the next stage is to undo the 4 bolts, which will allow us to move the heater box out of the way. And they are there and there. I've already removed these yesterday. As I was removing the blower, I mistakenly undid these bolts too, but it saved me a little bit of time today. So I'll show you where these bolts are, the other 2 on that side, and we'll undo them. Then we can remove the heater box. Okay, you can just about see there the 2 studs which the nuts fit onto. So as with the other side, there are actually no nuts on these studs, and the reason for that is because the last person that had these out couldn't put the nuts on, or couldn't figure out a method of doing that. Let's just zoom in a little bit. So all he really needed to do is get someone to give him a hand, but no, they'd rather leave it loose. Doesn't surprise me, I suppose, but there you go. So now let's see if we can lift this heater box out. And there you can see the 2 bolts, and I'll remove those in a minute. But there are actually hoses in here, where you can see, I'll shine the light down, 2 hoses there, and they should just release from the back of the heater box. But let's see. As I said, the manual says that this should just pull out, but someone has actually masticed the hoses onto the heater box, which is going to be an absolute pain in the backside to remove. I don't know whether you can see very well down there. Let's get a bit more light on it. So just down there, you can just about see the shiny bit there where it's masticed, and the same down there, just about see it. So it's going to take me a while to get that off, so I'll come back when I've managed to do it. Oh, deep joy. Okay, I've just had a fiddle about for a short while, and I think I've broken the seal on that mastic, and it's just pulling out now. There we go. I think we're almost free. That one's out, and that one's out. And there we go. Heater box removed. So let's have a look what they've actually done here. Okay, that's the heater box removed, so let's have a little closer look. First of all, we've got the heater box here with the matrix inside, and the in and out for the hot air. So coming across, those 2 pipes slot in to the hoses here that go into the cabin, and yeah, as you can see, in order to seal the pipes, they've actually used mastic, which is not a good idea, because you can see it's totally useless. And the same on the other side, and yeah, it's just coming off in chunks, as you can see. So, and there's actually a proper, I don't know if it's a proper one, but it's a sponge or a foam sealant there, which goes down into the cabin. So, a bit of tidying up to do here, and as I say, I'll be putting the matrix back once all this has been tidied up. Okay, so that's the heater matrix removed. A fairly straightforward job really, and you just got to release the cables in the right way, otherwise it's a hell of a lot more difficult. And yeah, you've seen the mistake I made, and you shouldn't need to make the same mistake if you watch this video. But yeah, give everything a clean up, and clean the bulkhead, replace all the hoses, clean this up as well, and then I can start on the next jobs. I did mention earlier on that I'm going to take all of this, it's like under seal. So I'm going to take all of that off, and I think I said in one of the previous videos that I was considering taking the bulkhead back to body colour, which it is underneath all of this sealant. So I'm undecided. I think I always like to go to how it came out of the factory, and I believe this is how it did. But it needs getting off and reapplying, because it doesn't look the best in the world. So anyway, I'm rambling now. I hope you've enjoyed the video. There's going to be lots more to come in the near future. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't make the same mistakes I made, although they were quite minor and easy to figure out. Yeah, I'm rambling again. So thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and there'll be plenty more. Bye. I mean, come on, mastic? Christ. Some people shouldn't be let out to do a job, should they? No. Ta-ta.